What if I told you that one homeowner sold their property for 110,000 and just 3 weeks later that exact same property with no repairs done sold for almost $195,000. Same building, same condition, same city, same violations. The only difference, who controlled the sale. Today I'm breaking down a real case study out of Cicero that perfectly shows the real cost of selling to a we buy as is for cash company. And fair warning, this one hurts a little. I love helping homeowners understand their real options when selling, especially when they're being pitched convenience over value. This channel is all about education, transparency, and showing you what actually happens after sellers take those fast cash offers. So let's walk through this one step by step, because this seller's story is exactly why as is does not automatically mean worth less. Here's what we're talking about. This was a 2-unit building in Cicero, just outside of Chicago. Each unit had 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. There was also a full basement, 2-car garage. The building was built in 1902 on an average 3,100 square foot lot. This wasn't a single family starter home. This was an income producing 2-flat, the kind investors actively look for. Now, on November 18th, the owner sold this property to one of those we buy as is for cash companies for $110,000. Now, to be fair, this property had issues. There were city code violations, and that alone is enough to make a lot of homeowners panic. When people hear city violations, they think endless paperwork, costly repairs, months of stress. And that's usually when the fast cash companies step in and say, we'll take it off your hands. Now here's where it gets interesting. Just 3 weeks later, on December 12th, the investor listed the property with a realtor. And no, there were no renovations, no new kitchens, no updated bathrooms, no major repairs. They sold it as is, with the buyer being responsible for all city code violations. And they even attached a lengthy city inspection report right to the listing. If anything was done at all, it was most likely just removing items left behind, basic clean out. That's it. Now, the investor listed the property for $164,900. It went under contract in just 7 days. And then, this is the part sellers really need to hear. It sold for $194,900 cash. Still as is, still with city violations, still needing work. The buyer knew exactly what they were getting into and paid $85,000 more than what the seller had originally accepted. Okay, let's do the math. Original seller accepted $110,000. End buyer paid $194,900. That's a difference of $84,900. And I want to be very clear here. That money didn't come from renovations. It didn't come from fixing violations. It didn't come from improvements. It came from exposure to the open market. The investor didn't magically add value. They simply allowed multiple buyers to compete. This is the takeaway every homeowner needs to hear. Selling as is does not mean selling for the lowest price possible. You can sell as is, with violations, with deferred maintenance, without doing repairs, and still let the market decide the value. When you sell directly to a cash company, you remove competition, and competition is what drives price. Convenience isn't free. In this case, it cost nearly $85,000. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think this seller made the right choice by selling fast? Or do you think they paid $84,900 for convenience? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you're a homeowner facing an as-is situation, city violations, or just feeling overwhelmed, get educated before you sign anything. Subscribe for more real-world case studies just like this, because the truth is always in the numbers.